Hi, I'm Don Simmons, and today I'd like to talk about the Great Capital Exchange. There's a powerful scene in The Greatest Showman where P.T. Barnum secures a bank loan by using shipping manifests from vessels that had already sunk. The cargo was at the bottom of the ocean, but on paper it looked valuable, and the banker, impressed by the documentation, extends the credit. It's a brilliant cinematic moment, but it's built on an illusion, assets that appear solid but are in reality resting on the ocean floor. That's the opposite of what happened at the cross on Good Friday. Scripture says in 2 Corinthians, God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. You see, on Good Friday there was no illusion, no inflated collateral, no paper strength masking hidden losses. A perfect asset was exchanged for bankrupt liabilities. Sinless Christ exchanged for sin-filled bankrupt humans. Christ didn't leverage sunken cargo. He absorbed actual loss. He took our mortal insolvency, our pride, greed, fear, self-righteousness, and in exchange credited us with his righteousness. Credited. That's an accounting term. It means something of infinite value was transferred into your account that you didn't earn. The righteousness of God is not moral improvement. It's right standing before a holy God. It's full acceptance, secured by Christ's perfection. It's as if a wealthy benefactor stepped in, paid off $1 million debt that you could never hope to repay, and then astonishingly deposits another $1 million into your account. Your liability is erased and your position is elevated. That's what it means to be credited with his righteousness. This stands in stark contrast to self-righteousness. Isaiah 64 says our best efforts are like filthy rags. Self-righteousness is spiritual theater, trying to impress heaven with assets that have already sunk. But once saved, something remarkable happens. The Spirit begins producing real works in us, acts of faith, generosity, sacrifice, obedience, not to earn salvation, but because salvation has already been secured. Revelation 19 tells us that saints are clothed in fine linen, bright and clean, the righteous acts of the saints. In heaven, we will be clothed in garments woven from those Spirit-produced deeds, our acts of righteousness, not as the basis of salvation, but as its visible eternal fruit. Some, Paul says in 1 Corinthians, will be saved as through fire, their works burned up, arriving saved, but with little to show, naked, so to speak, in eternity. Others will be adorned in the radiant beauty of a life poured out for Christ. The investment we make now for eternal impact become our adornment, our clothes in heaven. And here's the Easter turn. At the end of The Greatest Showman, after the fire destroys everything, it's Barnum's partner, Philip Carlyle, who puts up real collateral, his own family's standing and his personal savings to restore Barnum. He risks his reputation and his wealth to resurrect a broken man and broken dreams. That scene echoes something deeper. On Good Friday, Jesus didn't offer an illusion, he offered himself. On Easter morning, the resurrection declared the transaction was cleared. The cross changes your ledger. The resurrection changes your horizon. The only question this Easter is this: what kind of eternal wardrobe are you weaving with the capital he's entrusted to you? Will you arrive in eternity with little to show, naked, so to speak, because of your resources that were spent satisfying temporary desires? Or will you be robed in radiant righteousness, clothed in the lasting beauty of a life because of your portfolio that was invested in businesses that carried eternal and spiritual impact? I hope you enjoyed this message. If you did, please click subscribe and pass it along to a friend.